Okay. We're fast forwarding. The loadout that I gave you. I think spectating's bugged for a few seconds until I fix it. I don't know what the fuck happened. High res, fix your fucking game. So yeah, it's really awkward at the beginning. Sorry, not sorry. Good spectating. Good spectating high res. Nice feature. So you get the first blood onto Koga. Going left and waiting for him was smart. Yeah. I don't know what that shot was for. I wish I could give you feedback on that, but I couldn't because of spectating, but now it's fixed. So, one of the things that you don't do, like, in both of these games, you have this issue where you just don't pressure the people that you're supposed to be pressuring. Going after Koga there was fine, you got the kill. But before that, like, you wasted time. You could have pressured the Strix out. Strix is just free firing on point, and he gets a kill onto Tyra because of it. But it's whatever. Strix into Evie is really good. Or decently good. You can, if you can't kill him, you can at least pressure him into not playing open, like, long sightline areas, because you're just blinking all over the place, and he'll die if he stays there.
Enemy killing.
You didn't need to soar right there. That's another thing. You waste your soar a lot. A lot. If you soar, it's hard to do. I struggle with it too sometimes. Strix wasn't even looking at you right there. There was no reason to soar.
Enemy killing. Enemy killing. Enemy killing. That's 5 in a row.
You're popping off.
Enemy rampage. Push the payload. Defend.
You probably didn't need to soar there either. It wasn't awful, but it really wasn't necessary. And this is another thing you do, like, Corvus was one shot. Yeah, he was gonna die to your teammate, but you were right there. You could have just shot him once, but you turned the complete opposite direction of him and just ignore him, which is interesting. Like, if you know someone's about to die, you can leave him for your team to kill them. But it also happens in the other game that I spectated, and they don't die because of it. They just live. So just be careful for that. That was a risky spot to be playing. Like, that area's known for snipers. You didn't need to sword right there either. That happens. It happens so much to me. I won't even comment on it. It's an issue that I'm sure you know is an issue. And also right there, you blinked up and you looked down. You should have heard them mounting up to you. Like, you had a long enough time to react to that, but it's whatever.
Enemy killing spree.
You probably didn't have to soar right there either. You wanted to take the high ground, which is fine, but soar is a relatively high cooldown. Your blink is a way shorter cooldown. If you can replace instances where you need to soar with blinks instead, it's more efficient.
Enemy double kill.
I think that an Narwhal just saved Furia. Lamau.
Come on, Evie. Pull yourself together.
So you go left again. You do the same thing. You see him coming in. It was a good shot. That's fine. You wasted some time there. You might have wanted to, like, figure out where he was and where he was going before you stopped soaring. That way you had less time. It's fine because you killed him. But also, like, if he was a better player, you probably would have taken more damage there because of that when you didn't need to. Going to the high ground is good. You get the dismount. This is a big issue right here. When I was spectating this game, oh my gosh, I was screaming in my seat. So pretty much what happens is you just play Ring Around the Rosie. They're at 66%. Your team can come back and cap, but you duel the Koga, and eventually Koga just gets sick of it and he runs from you. You waste a lot of time right here. So much time.
Stop the payload. Attack. I'm losing enemy rampage.
Strix is popping off because he's not being pressured at all. And I understand that you want to kill him, but this is a big instance of tunnel visioning. Like, he's just running from you now. And they've already pushed it halfway with their Strix not being pressured. So right there, I would have blinked back. Right here, he's going into cover. I know that the payload's right there. I'm gonna assume that his team's right there. 4 of them are up. I would have blinked back instead of trying to wait for soar cooldown to chase him. I would have just retreated and then found a new path to go. Because then you die to Corvus. Oh, oops. Okay. Sorry.
Enemy rampage.
That could have been avoided, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much because it happens. It's whatever. But pretty much, you could see that Corvus was on the right. Corvus isn't someone that's gonna go in alone, or he shouldn't at least. You should have been expecting somebody over there behind him. But it's fine, it's whatever. They peek the corner, you die pretty fast after that. You could have heard the Strix go invisible and then, like, hide behind this wall, but it seems like they killed you pretty fast. Yeah.
Good thing I cast auto life. Rose! 30 seconds remaining.
That sword was fine, I guess. You gotta dismount off of it, but get fucked, Shaolin.
15 seconds remaining.
You should have blinked back as soon as you took damage. It wouldn't have put you behind cover, but you would have gotten a heal off and you would have changed your position.
An enemy
But
is
it's fine.
unstoppable. Enemy double kill. 7, 5, enemy killing 4, spree. 3, 2, 1.
Is the end?
Oh. Okay, so you decide to go right this time, which is fine. You're switching it up. This is good. You're playing around cover. But,
An enemy is savage. Enemy double kill. An enemy is immortal. Help the front line. Show them no mercy.
this is really risky positioning, especially because you're shooting right. If you were shooting right, it probably would have been safer to go to the other side of this pillar. Just because this whole sight line, Strix could easily snipe you. He tried when he was right here. But say he was up on the bridge, or back here even, it's like, it's preventable damage.
Enemy killing spree. Assist me.
And you win that one. That one was pretty easy because of the Fury bot, but that's why we spectated another one. Hopefully that was a little helpful. You do some things better in this one, or you don't have the same issues, I should say, as much in this one. Your team, holy fuck, what are these items? Their team too, like I couldn't. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle has begun. An enemy has drawn first blood. Enemy double kill.
That was fine.
Enemy triple kill.
You're playing really far back though. You're not really getting aggressive. If you were gonna go right there, I would have gone far right, like into this little church. Evie projectiles are hard to hit from a distance.
Enemy double kill. Push the payload. Defend the payload.
Dredge is so annoying to try and flank. You should have heard me mounting up to you on her horse, but it's fine.
Enemy killing spree.
Since you were playing in that little area, one thing you need to pay attention to is if you're playing in an aggressive-ish side lane, you need to be paying attention to the respawn timers. No one's dead. You should expect somebody to be coming for you, but I mean, it's fine. You die, you come back over the little hedge thing. Nice. It's a good flank route.
Enemy killing spree.
At this point, I would have just hid to get out of combat healing. You're only at 500 HP. That is not a lot. But I mean, I guess they don't capitalize on that.
Enemy rampage.
You could have blinked back right there for the heal. You were most likely gonna die anyways, but something to keep in mind. Playing up in that little room was risky. You should have just dipped as soon as it was a 2v1.
30 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enemy killing spree. We are stronger together.
This is all fine, pretty
Enemy
much.
killing spree. Enemy double kill.
I feel like you need to get more comfortable with your blinks and learning where your camera is going to be. Every time you blink in, it looks like you don't know where your camera is going to be for a couple of seconds, or like where you're aiming. But that just takes practice.
Good night.
I would have went after Sky right there. Like, she lived a lot longer than she needed to. She just barely died. If you went after that Sky with your Victor, she would have died faster. Your Victor would have gotten into the fight faster. Like, it might have changed how the point fight went. Maybe. Maybe not. But that's not something you can really calculate at this level.
Enemy double kill. Defend is escort the payload.
I don't know if that repositioning is worth it. You wasted all your cooldowns pretty much, and you're not getting much value out of it. Like, I get what you were trying to do, but you could have just found an angle on your guys' side.
Happy to be of service. Thank you, hero.
An excellent cast. This is too cold. Healing magic.
Playing on stairs was risky right there.
Enemy double.
Like, you're pretty much just facing their whole team at that point. Evie's really low HP, like lowest HP. I'm not sure why you're sitting in base,
We are stronger together.
but yeah. They're not even turning around to look at you,
30
Lamau.
seconds remain. Enemy double kill.
This was unnecessary. It's a CC immune Makoa.
Enemy triple kill.
It's a CC immune Makoa. You didn't get anything from the cripple. You guys didn't need the damage. He was all by himself. He had no healer. But when you ulted, like, it's a shame you didn't pay attention to the damage Sky took while she was invisible. Because she kills quite a few members of your team because of it.
Triple
You should have been paying more attention to that.
kill. Enemy triple kill. 15 seconds remain. 10, 9, 8. Enemy double. Show them no mercy.
There's nothing you really could have done at that point.
We must press on.
System restored.
You just kind of pushed up too far. With letting that Sky get through really fucked you guys. Also, you said you didn't know what items to buy. Items that would have been good here is Master Writing. Maybe blast shields to help you duel the dredge, possibly. Defensive items on Evie are kind of meh because her HP is so low. I for sure would have picked up Master Writing this for this point though. You sat in base for a minute. I don't know if you were trying to decide what item to buy or what, but that's something that you do a lot. If you're playing Evie, you want to get there and get in their backline before they get set up and can see you coming in.
Let me save you from yourself.
Use your aim.
Scallywag, be behind us. As long as we win the battle, stop dying, you fools.
So right there, I would not have blinked onto the high ground. I would have blinked forward to try and get dismounts. You achieve what you did with your soar, but you would have saved your soar cooldown.
Healing magic. The tank needs help.
And you fall back pretty far. And you're fighting mid. I would have chosen a side, and because Evie's mobile enough that if you pick a side and suddenly everyone decides to go that side, it's a 3v1. You can just get out of there, but also you let your team know where they're going to be coming from. If they're paying even the slightest bit of attention, they'll notice that you're fighting in that area.
Enemy killing spree. Stay blessed. Push the payload. Defend the payload.
I would have blinked out as soon as I took damage there, but you still got out, so it's fine. Or not as soon as you took damage, as soon as you killed the dredge. You had no reason to stay there.
Enemy double.
Let me save you from yourself.
So for that fight, you had your blink off cooldown and your ice block. Instead of trying to shoot him through the two doorways, I would have blinked onto him that way. First of all, I know that I'm landing my shots, and second of all, like, it's a dredge. It's not something like a Leon or a Victor. Like, you're giving yourself the advantage by blinking onto him, and like him losing track of you because his bombs are so awful. You maybe could have won that. I never buy Nimble on Evie, so I thought it was interesting that you picked it up. Kill the Hill is kind of meh.
Enemy killing spree.
I don't think it's needed here. You would have gotten more value out of Master Riding and maybe Illuminate, but you could have blinked back to your position right there, but you decided to soar there instead, which was interesting, I guess. You should have backed off as soon as your ROM died, though.
Let me save you from yourselves.
That was a good shot. I would have went on to the Furia right there. You got her pretty low. You probably would have killed her.
Enemy killing 7, 6. Enemy killing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I should buy something.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good night.
Yeah, like if you had Illuminate right here, this fight would be so much easier. I don't like going for this flank. Your entire team was dead. Like, not worth it in my opinion. I don't know how you lived right there, but okay.
Enemy wrath. Enemy killing spree.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell if you playing that last point differently would have had any effect on the outcome. It could have potentially, but it's fine, I guess. Also, you keep ulting Dredge. Dredge can still travel through his portals if he's crippled, I believe. Maven to Evie is a really hard matchup for Evie. Morale boost would have been a good item, and then whenever you just got into a duel with Evie, you just ult her, and she can't use any of her movement abilities. But yeah. Yeah. And that's it.